gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around.
Good evening. Welcome to tonight's show with the African American Dance Company. There's something a little bit different tonight. Most evenings I'm presenting Professor Iris Rosa as director. She's been director since the company began. But tonight I have the special pleasure to present one of her former students, Deidre Nelson Mason, who is substituting for Iris Rosa while she's on sabbatical. I'd like to take just a moment and thank all of those who have contributed to make this evening possible, and also to remind us all that technology is a wonderful thing. It's nice to be able to stay in contact, but please join me in turning off your cell phones this evening. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me present the Indiana University African American Dance Company.
Listen more often to things than to things. Listen more often to things than to these. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Those who have died have never, never left. The dead are not under the earth. They are in the rustling trees. They are in the groaning woods. They are in the crying grass. They are in the moaning rocks. The dead are not under the earth. So listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Those who have died have never, never left. The dead have a pact with the living. They are in the woman's breast. They are in the wailing child. They are with us in the home. They are with us in the crowd. The dead have a pact with the living. So listen more often to things than to things. Listen more often to things than to things. 'Tis the ancestors' birth when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' birth in the voice of the waters. Listen more often to things than to things. Listen more often to things than to things. 'Tis the words, in the voice of the voice of the Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Walk with my mind on free. Hey, walk with my mind on free. Yeah, walk with my mind on free. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Yes, I'm gonna work for me, and before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
And before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
Yes, before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
Be free.
Oh Lord, I will be free.
Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Ain't gonna let racism turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let racism turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Ain't gonna let apathy turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let apathy turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Ain't gonna let sexism turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let sexism turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Ain't gonna let homophobia turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let homophobia turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round, turn me round, turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking. Gonna build a brand new world.
Yeah, it's Flow National, underground, thunder bounce, and I stop the ground. Like a million elephants, a silverback orangutan, you can't stop a train. Who wants some, don't come unprepared, I'll be there, but when I leave there, better be a household name. Weatherman telling us it ain't gon' rain, so now we sitting in a drop top soaking wet. In a silk suit, try not to sweat, hit somersaults without the net. But this be the year that we won't forget, 1999. And I don't need anything gold, be what you wanna be, long as you know consequences are given for living the fences.
Vamos para New York. Alfredo Poveda. Con todo. Dibuja Walter. No hay que temer a lo desconocido. No, 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 no te asustes lo que aún hay que hacer. Que si tú vas con pa' y coma y
They don't know how I feel inside. Through my smile, I cry. They don't know what they're doing to me, keeping me from flying. Take a look in the mirror. Look at yourself. but don't you look too close. 'Cause you just might see the person that you hate the most. Lord, what's happening to this human race? I can't even see one friendly face. Brothers fight brothers, and sisters wink their eyes, while silver tongues bear fruits of poison lies. Take a look at your children, born innocent. Every boy and every girl, denying themselves a real chance to build a better world. Oh, dear Lord, what's happening to your precious dream? I think it's washing away on the bloody streams. Take a look at your children before it's too late, and tell them nobody wins when the prize is paid. Oh, no, it's not too late. We gotta tell all of our children that love is the way.
Mr. Super Quad. My mama said that speed is hard, going up days as a reckless star. In every way, still you come so far. Just know the name, they don't know the face. Please hold your heads up high. Don't be ashamed of yourself, no I. Carry you for till the day I die. Just know the name, they don't know the face.
I do it for the people, I do it for the love, I do it for the poet, I do it for the thug. This is for victory, and this is for the slaughter. I do it for my mother, I do it for my daughter. Promise I always love ya, I love to kiss and hug ya. You and your brother should be looking out for one another. I'm so blessed, man, y'all the reason I got up. Somebody put his hands on you, I'm getting locked up. I'm not playing, that's the prayer I'm saying for Diani. And if I die, then she'll be protected by Amani. That's a bigger brother, and I love the way he love her. She a girly girl, she loves to imitate her mother. But she a Gemini, so stay on the friendly side. She'll put that look on you, it's like somebody's friend just died. My pretty black princess smells sweet like that incense that you buy at the bookstore, supporting black business. Teach her what black is, the fact is, her parents are thorough. She 4 reading cornrows by Camille Yarborough. I keep her hair braided, bought her a black Barbie. I keep her mind free, she ain't no black zombie. This is for Aisha, this is for Kashira, this is for Khadijah, scared to look up in the mirror. I see the picture clearer through the stain on the frame. She got a black girl name, she live in black girl pain. This is for my keeper and for my mama Sita. What's really good, ma? I'll be your promise keeper. I see the picture clearer through the stain on the frame. She got a black girl name, she live in black girl pain.
Life could be this hard. Growing up days as a black girl's heart. In every way, still we've come so far. They just know the name, they don't know the pain. So please hold your heads up high. Don't be ashamed of yourself. No, I will carry it forward till the day I die. 'Cause they just know the name, they don't know the pain. Black girl.
This is for Beatrice Bertha, Benjamin who gave birth to Titi Azita, for Lavender Hill, for Kalisha, Mitchell's Plain, Swazi girls, I'm reppin' for the Manenberg, Guguletu, where you just be blessed to get through. For beauty shining through like the sun at the highest noon, from the top of the cable car at Table Mountain, I am you. Girls with the sky is blue of eyes in the darkest skin, for Cape-colored call, for realizing we're African. For all my cousins back home, the strength of mommy's backbone, the length of which she went for raising, sacrificing her own. The pain of not reflecting, the range of our complexions, for rubber pellet scars on Auntie Elna's back, I'm on. Just great caramel shining in all our glory. For Mauritius, St. Helena, my blood is a million stories. Winnie for Jonah, for Edie, for Norma, Leslie and Dee Dee, for Auntie Betty, for Melanie, all the same family. Fiona Joe Berg, complex of mixed girls, for surviving through every lie they put into us now. This world's yours and I swear I will stand focused. Black girls, raise up your hands, the world should clap for us.
Life would be this hard. Growing up days as a black girl's heart. In every way, still we've come so far. They just know the name, they don't know the pain. So please hold your heads up high. Don't be ashamed of yourself. No, I will carry it forward till the day I die. 'Cause they just know the name, they don't know the pain. Black girl. Oh, yeah.
Powerful people will never educate powerless people in what it means to take the power away from them. The aim of powerful people is to stay powerful by any means necessary. John Henry Clark. We search political ideologies. We search religious philosophies. We search to find our place in time. From Africa we came, they changed our name. Not by free will, but still a game. To tame, beyond the sea, not free. France rule, Britain rule, Jesus rule a people, taken beyond the Atlantic Ocean. One people taken from their land, one people carried beyond, one people trying to find their place in time. We refuse to be what they want us to be. We will be Zouk, we will be Calypso, we will be Merengue, we will be Rara, we will be Reggae, we will be the sound that echoes from the Atlantic. The sound of 100 million of our ancestors calling from the bottom of the sea that holds our bones. Oh, you wretched sea that divides these island shores. We will be Shango, we will be Bookman, we will be Garvey, we will be a free people. Free to see, free to be. Now the drum sound, different hands, same beat. The dance, different move, same feet. We cry, same tears, same fears. One people taken from the land, one people carried beyond, one people trying to find their place in time. The leaders swear to the queen on their ear. The leader's ambition is to prance in France, and in Spain is the same. Language colonized, our leaders are not wise. The people need a shepherd to feed, the naked to be clothed, the sick nourished, the infants cared for. The leaders need to be led. If the people lead, the leaders will follow. Island dividing, people awake, shake the shackles from your mind. Seek and we will find. Listen to the sea, our ancestors are free, they died. So live as one. One people take from their land. One people carried beyond. One people trying to find their place in time. One people taken from their land. One people carried beyond. One people trying to find their place in time. Now we shall rise, and the music shall play, and the music shall return our mind in time.
But I do know that it's true that if you wanted to reduce crime, you could, if that were your sole purpose, you could abort every black baby in this country and your crime rate would go down. That would be an impossible, ridiculous, and morally reprehensible thing to do. But your crime rate would go down. So these far
Why won't they stop? Stop it. Why won't they stop?
is a woman in Somalia scraping for pearls on the roadside. There's a force stronger than nature, keeps her will alive. This is how she's dying. She's dying to survive. Don't know what she's made of. I would like to be that brave. She cries to the heaven above. There's a stone in my heart. She lives a life she didn't choose. It hurts like brand new shoes. Hurts like brand new shoes. There is a woman in Somalia. The sun gives her no mercy. The same sky we lay under burns her to the bone. Long as afternoon shadows is gonna take her to get home. Each grain carefully wrapped up, pearls for her little girl. She cries to the heaven above. There is a stone in my heart. She lives in a world she didn't choose, and it hurts like brand new shoes. Hurts like brand new shoes.
I am a Greedo, a storyteller, a history teller, a her storyteller, a black history teller. And I come to tell you about something that can only come out of the troubled Atlantic. I come to tell you about the people who could fly. Whoa, but it is a true story. A story of truth wrapped in mysticism, metaphor, and symbolism. But most important, this is a story that speaks the truth of African fall too deep. Let us begin the way storytellers began in Haiti. The day was hot, and the Africans were doing back-breaking work. Could have been tobacco, rice, or that infamous keen cotton. But one thing for sure, it was arduous, extraordinarily hard work. And while this was a typical scene in the so-called New World, this plantation, rather some of the slaves on this plantation, were not so typical. Many of the Africans laboring here were Igbo. They come from a place we now call Nigeria. And these Igbo had the power to fly. Some of you don't believe me, but it is a true story. You see, they shed their wings when they were captured, barracooned, and forced on slave ships. The Middle Passage was so severe that many Igbo forgot they once knew magic that made them fly. But not old Toby. And on this extraordinarily hot day on the Georgia seacoast, these Igbo would remember their wings. It all began when the slaves began to remember their drums. Rhythms echoed in a not-so-distant memory of their lives in Africa. They could not help but move. One slave woman, let's call her Sarah. You see, her birth name was tossed to the wind as she entered a life of enslavement. Sarah remembered her dance and forgot where she was, but not before the overseer brutally reminded her of what she was forced to become. Sarah's back was ripped apart. Her spirit started to break into little pieces. Right then, Toby saw the chance to remind Sarah who she really was. One who could fly. Toby spoke those magic flying words to Sarah. Kumbe ali kumbe tambe. And told her to get ready. Suddenly, all of the Igbo began to hear the dance and could not help themselves. Toby's words reminded each of them who they really were. People who could, well, you know. Those slaves, no, those Igbo got so carried away that they began to ring shout, bodies moving in a counterclockwise circle, their feet shuffling, hands clapping, all creating rhythm so powerful they shook the very earth they danced upon. The other slaves knew they were setting their minds right to fly. The overseer looked with confusion. He had to push down his fear. He cracked his whip upon Sarah. That whip was the last straw. And suddenly she began to spread her wings. The sight of Sarah flying sent the overseer into a terrible frenzy. Overcome with fear and taught to hate, he started cracking his whip any which way. And then it happened. All of the Igbo began to fly. Those Igbo found their wings and were filled with joy. They finally remembered the way to get home. The way home was through the river. To return to their home in Africa, they must fly through the river. To see the place of their birth, they must fly to their death. So they flew to a watery grave. And the river wrapped them up and carried them home. As they shed that life of enslavement, that river wrapped them up and carried them back to Africa. To this day, the people who live near that river on the Georgia seacoast call that terrain Igbo Landing. And if you look closely into that river, you can still see those people fly. Some people say it is sad that the Igbo chose to end their life as slaves. I say that is not important. What matters is that resistance feeds resistance. Indeed, the slaves that manipulated language and memory to tell this story of self-reclamation at Igbo Landing were fostering resistance. Resistance breathes resistance. The Africans enslaved in the Americas had to look no further than their own cultural traditions to find ways to resist and survive the trial of being an African in America. They had to look to their dance to become one people. And in most parts of the Americas, various African communities, Yoruba, Bakongo, Akan, Igbo, and many, many more, used the circle, or rather, the counterclockwise moving circle, to forge unity, to hide, to protect, and to keep all they could of their African selves. From the Roda in Brazil to the ring shout in the United States, the counterclockwise circle helps create a nation of African descendants in the Americas.
Come ye who would have peace. Hear me
forgetting that from which they came, circle dances proliferated plantations throughout the Americas, keeping alive the essence of African spiritual traditions. The story of dance and resistance does not end there. Oh no, this history lesson extends through time. African descendants did not leave their dances in their life of slavery. They learned quickly that emancipated lives still required them to dance their liberation. From the candomblé rituals, Santeria ceremonies, the black church, to the street corners, juke joints, clubs, and basement parties, dance remained a source of spiritual, physical, and political liberation. Dances like rumba! Are finding ways to tap back into the roots of rhythm, to the ritual essence of dance, and all in response in maintaining community. Whether it is group dance in LA, footwork in Indiana, or go-go in the nation's capital, Black youth culture is reconnecting the circle. And this you will never see on MTV. The revolution will not be televised. existence. Indeed, an African aesthetic is alive and well in the African diaspora. But the story does not end here. Black dance conquered yet another frontier. Black dancers broke racial barriers on the concert stage by bringing the African aesthetic to the ballet and modern dance world. We brought an aesthetic of the cool to the concert stage. We redefined ballet and modern dance with the infusion of polyrhythms. We made repetition intense. We showed the world that each part of the body has its own power and expression. But this is nothing new. We have always moved our movement and danced our liberation.
This is for Pearl Primus, Catherine Dunham, Elio Pomare, Alvin Ailey, but most especially, this is for Nayel. must remember to move the movement. We must remember what our dance, music, and song has brought us through. And we must teach our young people why they dance the way they do. And to you, my daughter, Nayel, get down, girl. Go ahead, get down.
Good evening. I hope you enjoyed it. Dancers, thank you so much. We just want to have to thank a few people. First, my daughter Nayel did not get her bow. If her father could bring her to the stage, Abdul. Thank you, Nayel. This is Nayel Amira. Thank you. Take your bow. Thank you. We have to thank our stage crew, our stage hands, Local 618. We can give them a hand, please. Our sound, DK Cha and Johnny Campbell directing sound. We must not forget our stage manager, Allison Ackman, who is a part of the stage management program at Indiana University. Would you like to come out? Yes, come on. Thank you. And certainly, we have to thank our lighting design and lighting crew. First, E.J. Ernsberger. Let's give him a hand, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And our lighting designer, Mr. Steve Soley. Thank you so much. I do want to thank my husband. He's on the stage, Abdul Young. Thank you so much. And I'd like to bring Professor Iris Rosa to the stage, the woman who allowed me to have this opportunity. I just have to say in front of everyone that I wouldn't have half of the opportunities I've had in my adult life if it was not for this woman right here. And this is an incredible experience and an incredible opportunity, and I thank God for you. Sorry. I do want to acknowledge Dr. Sykes. Thank you so much for your support. You have made this experience beautiful for me. I want to give thanks to Dr. Sykes, the director of the African American Arts Institute, and all of the staff. Shelby, our road manager, last minute road manager filling in. We thank you so much, all of the staff, for your hard work. And I do have to pause because we have some people, this is their last time performing with the IU African American Dance Company. Preeti, you are a singer, right? Preeti, would you stand, come forward. Take a bow. This was her first. This was your first semester with the dance company, and from the very beginning, just beautiful. From the auditions, beautiful. And last but not least, Rebecca Shorter, would you come and take a bow? 5 years. 5 years. And you have been an incredible energy and spirit in this company. You have left a legacy. To all of you who joined us tonight, thank you so much. I hope that you will move your movement and dance your liberation with the days to come. Dance company, thank you. Yes. Okay.
First, we would like to thank you for being a wonderful intern director. And we'd like to give you some roses and a gift from all of us. It's a collage with all of our pictures in it from all throughout the year. And also, Miss D, we gave you some flowers. And Joe, where's the? We actually have a card for you too. It's not with us right now, and a gift certificate to Barnes & Noble. Thank you, Drummer Joe, for all your patience.
I'm sorry. I have to say just a special thanks to our drummer, Joe Galvin. If you would step forward. I know you took your bow already. We just have to mention he's been the accompanist for the entire year and faithfully. So we want to say thank you. And certainly, Miss Delia Alexander, would you come forward? Our associate instructor, my right hand, and certainly this experience would not have been what it was without you. Is that it? Good night. Move your movements.
Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around.